I've seen videos on that, but here we go. We're live, finally. The ready-ups are happening on each side as we're out here on the Badwater, DeutschLAN, all the fun times. Finally excited to see some Highlander action after talking about it so much, and we'll start out here on the defensive side to see where the engineer decides to build his items, as that's the most interesting part of the pregame. Looks like the interesting sentry gun spot, kind of on this hillside. I've done this before myself. It will cover, I believe it covers just barely, like, coming up around the corner. And I've done this because I thought it would, like, help against jumpers, but it doesn't, because it doesn't lock on quick enough. But maybe he will have a different strategy than I had with it. It'll be interesting to see if it comes down with anything here, as he's got it up to level 3 already.
Yeah, it's usually could work out, but it also leaves the tunnel area completely free for blue team to just push in. We'll see how they're gonna approach it. The red soldier is actually running direct hit, so that's interesting. We'll see if the blue soldier does the same, but no. Max already going down to Milchman, and blue soldier jumping and getting denied by the red sentry at the moment, and it seems like they're just gonna try to suicide. Red soldier might go in, and yeah, a lot of work actually being done by the sentry, denying all those jumpers early on. And we'll see how blue team will approach this.
I guess I was wrong. Maybe I had my analysis from earlier wrong there. As you got a bunch of action going on in the carpet. The sentry gun doing a decent job. That we have the Dumb Man flying all over the top, trying to connect something with the medic. Actually able to get about 50 damage onto him, but not enough to really cause anything too serious. As the cart's just coming through the other side with the pyro and engineer on it. As it looks like the blue team here is just trying to figure out what they want to do. As yeah, direct hit, as I said, on the defensive soldier, which is a fairly interesting choice. Pyro getting aggressive, but gets killed by that direct hit. Heavy onto the card, defending that. As currently a little bit of a stalemate, as the blue team has not decided how they want to push this yet, with even Ubers.
Yeah, they're getting some form of momentum on the card at the moment, but they're getting denied. And the blue heavy push. Oh, this medic just went down for blue team, courtesy to Samsky with an ambassador headshot, and that means they're gonna have to waste more time to get that Uber, while the red team will be sitting on the full Uber on the cliffside. And yeah, the sentry has been moved. Conch has been popped from the red team. They're gonna try to get a couple of picks. They might be able to get the blue heavy, but he's using the Fist of Steel. He'll survive, and it seems like red team will be holding on this quite nice and easy.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we haven't seen more aggression onto the cliffside. Nice shot onto the soldier, the Mighty Me going down. But yeah, I mean, like, it seems like the blue team just kind of can't figure out what they want to do. I mean, they're just a lot of poking and prodding, but that's not going to do it a lot here. As we have the soldier jumping in, trying to find something, gets taken out fairly easily. But finally, Demo Man in the combo is actually getting aggressive, kind of on this hillside, valley side, whatever you want to call it. Demo Man doing some nice spam onto the sentry gun, but it's not going to be enough to take it down by himself. They are getting close to an Uber charge here, but at least they're trying to take some ground, though. They're getting spammed out pretty well here by Hildred.
Yeah, I like what blue team is doing. I mean, it's not really ideal because they are vulnerable to headshots, but the blue soldier, oh my god, the red engineer actually going down, Colin going down, so the sentry needs to be spammed now, and down he goes. I feel like red team should be pulling out. Uber being popped by the blue team. Red team will probably just try to get out, and a nice pipe, and then a surf and a counter pop from the red team. So right now, blue team is falling down. So many people just died, and yeah, red team we'll see what red team decides to do right now, and it seems like they're gonna actually get out towards second by the looks of it.
They are fighting around the cart currently. The medic actually just got cut off. I don't know if anybody realizes that, and the team does get let back in here, but it looks like they're gonna fight around the cart. Engineer is rebuilding on the cliffside, but that's going to be taken down pretty easily because we have the fast respawns from the offensive side, but they're still fighting pretty aggressively on this cliff. I wonder who's going to come out with the better side of this. I mean, ultimately, the red team does need to get out. I mean, they're not going to be able to hold on to this forever unless they get a lot of frags. And finally, they are opting to run out onto the second point, but already with a level 1 sentry gun on the roof, and you know, having the reasons you can hold the second point, we kind of talked about why you can't, is when you have players numbers are even and Ubers are even, and that is currently the case. So this second point is going to be fairly holdable, as the medic actually gets popped up into the air, down to 25 HP, does get the Uber actually forced off onto him, as there's going to be a little bit of contesting here, but the medic actually goes down. That's Dio, and I believe that was a drop. Yes, it was, by Samsky again, the spy doing work, and the red team is going to hold onto this roof with most everybody alive.
Yeah, blue team already almost getting wiped there, and now they're just trying to regroup. We do have the red scout going behind. Oh no, he's getting over now, and he survives just barely. And yeah, this is how it goes. That was really close. It was a nice force from the blue team there on the red medic, and then sadly the drop didn't really go well towards the blue team. And yeah, red team holding the back area, and that's really good because they're not going to be able to get any flanking classes. Red Demo Man going down, they lost Hildreth, and it seems like they're trying to push from the front stairs, but getting some nice headshots from the red spy, denying that push from the blue team.
Yeah, generally, you know, I don't know what your kind of preferred strategy for taking over second. I mean, not a lot of teams have to practice that, but it's usually to try to take over that far side, take over that back area, and you can work your sniper in there and kind of push him back on the point. As a heavy actually Uber does get popped off from the red team here, going down the stairs. Medic's actually the furthest one forward. Counter pop does come off from the blue side. Actually, Medic gets popped up into the air. Sticky's directly beneath his feet, and down he goes, and that's going to open up for the blue team here as they're trying to go back and forth with Hildreth, but Hildreth is not going to have any heals, but he gets the pipe onto the counter demo man right there, and he's going to have a good chance to hold on to this, as the only way they're going to work up onto this roof is through the choke point, but Hildreth sitting at 79 HP, going to get healed up from this dispenser. Spy way behind the scenes for the blue team here. Cart's in a good spot to be pushed, but it looks like the blue team, they got the medic down, but they decided after losing the demo man not to kind of work off of it.
Yeah, it's hard to push through the front stairs because, you know, you can have sticky traps, and at the same time it's that tiny doorway that can be spammed easily by the demo man. It seems like they're gonna get the sentry down. Yes, indeed, just barely right at the end. And it seems like the red team will actually abandon the second point. They are building a level 1 sentry, so they might try to just deny at this point just a little bit. But yeah, blue team should be able to hold this and get the point easily.
And they're also at a 30% advantage here with Uber, so if the red team is not careful, they can get pushed onto, and I don't know if they realize this. The mech's holding in the second door, and they're actually going to back out. This heavy's going to get caught in here. Uber did get popped off, but that's exactly what HiPander, or LANpander as they're called right now, wanted, as they are getting in a good position onto this third point. Level sentry gun is up in the lower stair area right there instead of the traditional window, so we'll see how that works out. But currently, Kratos sitting at that 100% Uber, so they baited out that Uber charge from the meme team, as they will be called, perfectly, and now they're going to be in a good chance here to have a very strong third hold. And now it's a question, actually looks like Panda actually kind of want to get aggressive off this, and Medic's holding incredibly close.
Yeah, this is usually what you want to do when you have the Uber advantage. It's very common to push through the house, get that demo going, and they have used the conch, but Mighty Me actually getting headshotted by Mitchman, really nicely done there, so they're not going to be able to be aggressive with that conch. We'll see what they're going to do now. They should be able to push, but they're deciding not to, and the demo man is kind of disconnected from the medic, which, oh, the pyro going down as well to the sticky traps, and that's nicely done. The heavy might be disconnected as well, really low, 95 HP, but surviving, and the blue team should be able to push this. Uber being popped by the blue team, counter pop from the red team. They're trying to focus on that sentry. Sentry still surviving, getting teleported back by the blue soldier going in, trying to chase for the go for the NG pick.
Yeah, but the sentry gun ultimately does go down, as well as the engineer from a nice headshot there. And this third point should be going in the favor here as they're fighting over it. Everybody is around this card right now. As Hildreth is the furthest one forward, trying to get some damage on, does finally take down the opposing demo man, but the third point goes back into the favor of memes here. But 7 minutes and 33 seconds, and the time they're setting right now is not that fast. I mean, even if they have like a really solid push to the end here, it's going to be about 9-10 minute time, as we also have the red soldier actually behind the enemy team, actually jumps onto the medic, but he's solo, not able to connect with anything more here, as a fight still incredibly aggressive out of the Panda team. They are not giving up this corner for free.
Oh, and the blue demo man actually went down as well, so that means the red team won't be able to hold this because they do have the demo man, but the blue team has the forward spawns. The red sniper went down, so that means the blue sniper will be able to get some shots if they can. And I don't know. I mean, both Ubers are 100% at the moment, so blue team will push in easily. They need to be careful not to overextend with that Uber, not to pop early on, and try to use it to get that sentry. The sentry is being placed under the map room, and the blue spy is behind them. Blue Uber being used right now. Counter pop on the pyro from the red team, getting the pyro pick from the blue team, and it seems like now it is back to a stalemate.
Yeah, now we got the Uber exchange happened here, so usually that means you want to kind of push in after that. I mean, a lot of times in Highlander, when you're at even Ubers, it's about exchanging and then re-pushing. Especially as a blue team, like, you have the spawn advantage. You get your teleport up, get that thing up to level 3 as quick as possible, and then every trade you make is going to work out in your favor. Spelly did go down there, but no Maxi, that is the sniper here for the red team on defense. So that's going to open up as actually Dio eats a nice sticky from Hildreth there, going down to 60 HP. And also an interesting aggressive sentry gun, but it's fairly easy to kind of snipe as actually Devilman trying to do just that gets taken out for his troubles as a sniper for the defensive side is going to come up here. But interesting thing is that currently there is like nobody going into map room. That room is completely open. There's not a single red player in there, but nobody has gone in there from the offensive side to try to create some distractions or anything. They're just all holding around the choke main side and just not trying to find a different angle and waiting for another Uber. But it's going to be another exchange. It's going to result in the same thing. Like, what are they going to do different?
Yeah, it seems like, oh my god, the stickies from the red team actually pushed the blue team. Oh my god, Heavy as well went down for the spy, and it seemed like the sentry has been taken out, but that's not gonna be enough. Red team pushing in through the choke area and taking down a lot of players from the blue team, including their medic. So they have a huge advantage, and they're trying to be so aggressive with it. And it seems like they're gonna actually work it out, a little bit of a fight between the soldiers and the black box soldier getting on top of that. What a big surprise. And yeah, this is really good for the red team. Now they're gonna have their sentry back to level 3. They have this forward hold, and we'll see for how long they can keep it. They do have the Uber advantage as well.
So yeah, so Panda doing a really good job there, and a little bit disappointing out of the meme team for just not really getting aggressive, though. Milchman getting the better of that sniper duel, and that's going to open it up. Again, 15-second respawn. Very long respawns for the defensive side as the card is rolling back, and we can see, you know, coming up to 100%, Kratos is here. I know, Hildreth likes to get aggressive, but I don't think they'll be using this too aggressively here, as Dio coming at 100% just in a few seconds. But it's just a question of if they're going to do anything different. They've done the same thing. It looks like that they are finally going to change it up, but are they going to be ready with the full team here? Is it Heavy actually jumping out of the map room? The teleporting of the gun happens right away as the flash comes onto the Devilman well, but there are the only 3 people in. Where's the rest of the team? Nobody's there to support them as a medic and Heavy get pushed into the corner and killed up very easily. Finally, the team comes in, but it's just the engineer who's the furthest one forward, and he goes down pretty easily. And still, just the coordination out of this offense is lacking, and it shows in that push that gets cleaned up fairly easily.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You know, having those tricks with the rescue ranger teleporting the sentry away from a push. It's so annoying from the blue team because, you know, they drop from the map room. There was a really good drop for the sentry pick, but it wasn't, you know, they're gonna do anything because it just got teleported, and then they had their Uber gone while the counter Uber was deployed and was much better. And their team didn't connect as well, the rest of the members. And yeah, once again, we have the aggressive hold from LANpander. They don't have their Heavy with them, but it's enough to adjust the Demo Man, just getting that spam going. The blue medic actually getting bonked there from the Red Scout, not being able to heal their members that much.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I like the aggressive hold. I mean, the good thing that the Panda team is doing is they're holding around the corner, they're applying pressure, then as soon as they get a little bit too much pressure onto them, they're backing up. They're not losing players needlessly. In that exchange here, it finally looks like they did get pushed back underneath of their balcony. Dio coming at 80% right now, so not too bad as Milchman gets a nice snipe onto the Heavy. Actually, a force comes off onto the medic there. Panda's going to be pushing around here as he'll just sticky jumps all the way around to the corner. Counter pop does come off from the enemy team. Pyro doing a good job. That is Steve air blasting them back as he's getting chased into the map room. And this exchange is going to go out in the favor of LANpander, it looks like, but I want to see a non-Uber push out of the offense here. I want to see them try to get a little bit aggressive, and they're doing just that. It seems like maybe, but I don't know, they're backing up again. I'm not really sure. I mean, what would you be doing differently in this situation yourself, Atomicus?
I would try to get a hold of the right side. Like try to go through tires a little bit with the flanking classes. Try to get some pegs on the flanking classes because, you know, then they can watch the tires, they can watch the map room. There's a lot of things that they need to watch, and as I said, that Mighty Me actually going down. They do have control of the tires. Steve actually going a little bit on top of the tower, but yeah, it seems like blue team now will go actually through tires, as I said that, and we'll see how it goes. They're probably going to be called out, and they're going to spam that, and that's what red team is doing. Good reaction from them. And they do have that Uber, but it's not an advantage. Both teams have an advantage. They both have the Ubers, and Uber being used by the blue team. Red team still holding that Uber, not needing to use it at all at the moment, but red team losing 2 people, not having their sniper out, so they can take advantage of this upper area, but the blue heavy going down. And Milchman as well down, and Uber finally getting used by the red team to go forward once again. They're probably going to have that forward hold. And yep, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it comes down to that coordination out of the team. I mean, I think that time they did a little bit better having players in, as Hildreth went all the way back trying to get that pick onto Dio, but wasn't able to find it. So a slight, incredibly slight Uber advantage going in the favor of the offense here. That is the meme team, as they're holding entire, coming at 70%. Actually, it's growing a little bit here, so might be enough. I mean, you're not going to kill the enemy medic more than likely, but it might be enough at least to try to get a little bit of a foothold. As the level 3 sentry gun did get rebuilt, the Hildreth just coming back up right now, 90%, as getting aggressive, but the big thing here is they need their entire team in on this push. Scout touching the card, Uber does finally get popped off onto this final point. It looks like he's trying to focus the medic and the sentry at the same time. Medic actually going down to 59 HP, and actually holding at 90% because he had to go back into spawn, so no counter Uber is going to come up here, as a heavy was trying to take out the sentry gun, got taken down fairly easily, but they're getting pushed back with this direct hit, trying to land that air shot, not able to connect here, as the Scout's trying to re-push, but the Uber is going to come out from Kratos here if it's need be, but only 3 alive actually for the defense, and here we go. This might be the push that we need.
Yeah, Uber being used, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I mean, it's just on a Scout, and Menji, that's not going to be enough at all, and I think blue team will finally be able to get it, but red team getting some respawns. We'll see if they can do it. Red soldier jumping on the card, getting pushed back, and finally blue team gets the cap.
15 minutes and 31 seconds. That is, if you had a, what's the first word that comes to your mind when you think of that time for a Badwater? It's terrible to me. That's a really bad time.
Yeah, it's not ideal at all, but it could be possible. We've never know. I mean, I've seen games where people held the last point for 10 minutes. So, and those are like Prem games, so it's completely possible. But yeah, we'll see. It can be possible, but we'll have to watch.
Do you know, I mean, is it just, we're going to get 1 offensive, 1 defensive, and then 1 defensive, 1 offensive, like we're going to play a full, like, proper game out of this? It's not just, like, 1 half?
No, I think it's best of 1, so just 1 match. This is it. I think.
John's humming. It's, well, you just see that you get 1 of each side. So you would play two halves, because that. So this currently is like the first part. We're on the second part of the first. Anyways, I think we'll be playing another one after this, but we will find out here as the gates are opened up. Sentry gun in a. Actually, we're on mini sentries, which is interesting. I've actually flirted with doing this before on the first point. I don't think it's the worst idea in the world, but we'll see how it works out. As we have Hildreth jumping with the soldier, actually trying to find the medic, able to get about half damage, and the medic is scared enough to force off that Uber as Dio opting to stay alive here, but using the Uber, and that's probably going to open up a fairly easy push here from Panda if they play it correctly.
Yeah, they're trying to they're pushing generally through the tunnel area. The demo man, the heavy is just here, but he's not really with his medic or anything, so he's just gonna die immediately. So it feels like, ooh, the red spy going for the sniper pick, gets the sniper pick, and now a lot of spam going towards the medic, but it seems like he's gonna survive. In the end, oh, red soldier jumping in is gonna get the medic. No, he does not, because his medic just went back and spawned. So yeah, they have Uber. It seems like red team will just back out and go towards second and just hold the roof area.
Which probably is not the wrong decision to make here. I mean, really what you want to do is try to get a force off here, and the soldier's trying to do just that. Actually does accomplish his goal, so there you go. Nice job there by Spelly, getting the force off onto Kratos, and that's going to actually make it possible to hold this second roof in particular, because if you hold this roof and the other team has Uber charge, but the big thing is they're down numbers. And look at this aggression as Hildreth jumps onto the mech, actually gets one sticky. The medic falls actually off the roof, down to 55 HP as the spam's coming down. Sentry gun's not up yet, as everybody's coming onto the roof. Now they're cornered here. They got to make a play, or they're all going to die, and that third point's even going to be hard to hold as Dio goes down as well as 2 more. And there you go, holding the second roof. I mean, it might be possible. They do have some players alive, but the cart gets capped underneath of them. Panda doing a good job of focusing that objective here, and now the third point should be going down pretty easily as well, as they have nobody alive right now.
Yeah, I feel like as long as you have people on the roof, staying alive is just a waste of time. Like the scout, the pyro, the spy, sure, fine, but the actually a nice reflect midair for the red pyro, so that was nice. But again, it seemed like a lot of wasted time. They could just go and Dio actually going down for the red team, so not having a medic as well on the. Oh my God, Milchman getting a headshot on Kratos, so that's gonna just make things equal for both teams when it comes to Uber, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Man, 13-minute time for this final point. That's a lot of pushes for a team to fail, so it's going to take a miracle here for the memes to be able to hold on to this point, but we'll see as Panda's coming around the corner. Dio did luck into a good respawn time on that, so he's going to have a slight advantage, but that's just going to be for holding here. As a nice job of the demo man on the defensive side for holding this cart, pushing some damage around the corner here. As Kratos coming at 40%, so we got a little back and forth right now. As the big thing is making sure you keep your core classes alive here. You don't want your demo man, you don't want your heavy going down. You know, you want to be able to defend any free pushes here. As Milchman has a nice angle around the corner.
And the main problem right now that as you can see for the red team is that they don't have anybody in the map room, and they need to have at least a soldier. Their soldier is currently, I have no idea because I can't find out. Oh, he just spawned, and it seems like they're gonna. Blue team will push through the tires. Red soldier goes there, and they surely got a nice stab from the red team on the blue heavy. So that's nicely done. They should know, but so many people down for the red team. That's not gonna be enough. They're gonna get sandwiched right now.
And here we go. Uber does get popped off from either team as the heavy is being saved. His life is so low there. As a soldier actually for Panda is going all the way to spawn, but actually decided to back out to map room here. As the heavy still the furthest one forward and doing a good job defending here as he does keep alive. And the enemy combo is still holding into tires. He goes down to half HP there, but it looks like they're going to be able to push back that initial Uber by the Panda team and holding on to this point actually pretty well for the, at least it's about 2 minutes off the clock by them, so nice job early in this final point hold.
Yeah, the combo was disconnected, and I feel like they should have capitalized on that, but now we're seeing, okay, the heavy for the red team went down, so blue team will be able to go through the choke point for free at the moment. Like, red team don't have enough numbers to hold this, and they should be able to get this free, but nice Jarate actually on the heavy and getting some pipes from the red demo man, pushing out their combo, and that will probably stop them a little bit from pushing, meanwhile, while they get their heavy going on the red team.
Yeah, Kratos was actually down incredibly low here, as you're going to see an Uber exchange here at the card area. Blue's going to be a little bit better on it, but they're probably not going to get any picks with the level 3 sentry gun up still around the corner, and as soon as the Uber is done, are we going to see a counter push? Finally, Hildreth is pushing in for this one forward with Steve and the heavy trying to peek around the corner. Hildreth does get taken down, and not having your demo man for your push is going to help. But actually, Steve chasing down the medic is able to connect on it. Yes, he is with a shotgun there, taking down Dio, and that should open it up here for the offense to push on to the final point.
Yeah, they have quite a decent advantage, 50% at the moment for blue team. So yeah, they're just going to wait, get that Uber, and then they need to be ready where to push. They need to learn where the sentry is, and if I'll be the red engineer, I'll probably move the sentry, because they have the sentry for quite a long time in that position, and I feel like they should remove it and change it, maybe move it under the map room at the moment. But soon we're gonna see a push from the blue team, and red team already with 3 people down. They don't even have a sniper, they don't have flanking classes, so they could be pushing from anywhere. Blue spy getting discovered there, but he gets out with the dead ringer, and oh my god, the blue heavy actually getting dropped before the Uber being used by the blue team, and it's only on a pyro. It's not gonna be enough. Demo man dies down as well. The sentry is still out for red team, and it feels like they're gonna actually still hold on this point right now.
Yeah, and actually Kratos down to 50 HP, able to get some heals on the dispenser to get himself up to full health, but you know, basically, Panda tried to push around tires. They were called out. Actually, Soldier jumping in onto the map, trying to get onto Dio. Gets one rock and not able to connect with the second. They're trying to even it up. That had complete Uber advantage. I mean, all you need is just a solid push, and you would win this round. I mean, even if you failed on the push, getting the frags would work out in your favor, but Dio actually getting very aggressive, pushing with the Uber around the corner, trying to find some frags. Does take down Kratos there. Very nice job there by the demo man, and they're going to back up here around the corner. And that's the first time we've seen an aggressive Uber on the defensive side, and it works out in their favor here as a nice job on the demo man.
Yeah, nicely done. As at the same time, I did enjoy the fact that they brought their sniper as well. He managed to get a headshot on the blue heavy. So nicely done from the red team. We'll see now if they can keep it up, or if blue team, like you said, you know, they only need like a solid push. And they do have time. They have 8 minutes. They still need to hold this for 8 minutes, and a lot of damage being dealt by Hildred from the blue team. We have a spy upstairs denying the red sniper, but eventually I hope that he will actually get out. So yeah, no sniper at the moment for the red team, and blue team is dry pushing towards the last point. Sentry being sapped by the blue spy. Focus down, and it seemed like blue team will be able to cap this point. At the moment, red demo man is being stuck in the tower, pushing out, trying to get some kills. A lot of damage being dealt near the card area, and it seems like blue team will be able to not get this point yet. Blue soldier doing a lot of work, but eventually going down. Oh my god, actually getting the red heavy as well. So much work being done, but at the same time, red team using their Uber a little bit too aggressive, not having enough numbers, and now blue Uber being used by the blue team, and they will be able to cap this nice and easy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nice push, and this is what I was talking about before, is a lot of... I was really surprised that we didn't see more dry pushing. I mean, really pushing off Uber is incredibly effective when neither team has it, as Heavy's above doing a good job from this balcony area, putting out a lot of damage, as the red team with only 5 alive, trying to find something to hold on to this point. Heavy actually doing a good job, but he's gets stabbed there by Samsky. Only 2 alive here, as the engineer is going to walk this in, like putting it on the green, and there you go. That is LANPanda coming down with the first round in their favor here, as the GRs are being called out. But I mean, the big thing that happened there, and I just really want to point it out because it was incredibly effective, which was we pushed in without an Uber, we traded kills, and then we respawned and pushed again, and we won the game. Like, that is like how you need to play Highlander. It's not about just waiting for an Uber to push off of. It's pushing when both teams don't have an Uber, because one team has an inherent advantage through respawn waves. And the blue team almost always does on offense have that respawn advantage. And so utilizing that and trading kills and stuff like that ultimately works out in your favor. And finally, Panda utilized that advantage that they inherently had and worked out for them, as they did a nice, clean push there onto that final point. And then, you know, having the aggressive Uber out of the meme team, it seemed a little bit odd. I mean, I think they wanted to get lucky, but I don't know if the medic was forced maybe, but definitely it was not optimal to pop that Uber aggressively here, as we are waiting to get on to the next round, I believe, as Spelly did disconnect, but hopefully he'll be back soon.
Yeah, I think the red medic was forced because the blue soldier might be popped in from the tower area, and he had the direct hit. So I feel like he managed to get a rocket on the medic, and that's why he used it. Or maybe they just thought that they were so behind they needed to just stop as many people going from choke from blue team. But yeah, a lot of work actually being dealt in that last push from enemy. I mean, he killed a heavy and a pyro, I believe. He was running the shotgun as well, which is quite uncommon on Highlander. You usually see gunboats being used all the time, so he did decent there. You know, they could have had a heavy for that team and managed to get him. I think he was pretty weak, and he still managed to get the heavy.
Yeah, no, he did absolute work. I mean, he kind of came around from map room, and actually that was one interesting thing that I saw from both teams, is that each team, I think both rounds, did not have anybody in map room on defense, but also almost nobody ever went to map room on offense. It was kind of odd that nobody even like checked to see, hey, is this free? Because, you know, that's exactly what happened there. Mighty Me went through map room, came behind in spawn, and then had a really great flanking angle and used it to his advantage. And I was kind of surprised that like either team didn't use that more often, or at least like, hey, map room's empty, someone go through there. You know, one of our flank classes go through there, utilize that. As we are waiting for the next round to get started here. And I mean, do you think, what do you think, or what would you suggest to the memes, as they're calling themselves, who had the defense side there at the end? What would you suggest to them overall that could improve their game, or give them a chance to be able to at least take a round in this game?
I mean, I feel like the snipers definitely, I mean, well, based on points, is much better than the LANpander sniper, that's for sure. He won so many battles, and he likes to be, I feel like he knows when to be aggressive. You know, when they had that push aggressive, he followed up, he got a couple of headshots. on LANpander. And one thing that I've noticed from the red team's spy, the me spy, is usually the type of spy that you see him just standing around, probably using the clock and dagger, but not really doing much. There's not much coordination coming from him. You know, going for that. There's when they were pushing on last, their spy were just hanging out near their spawn instead of, you know, trying to coordinate to go for a sentry sap, doing a push. So it's kind of weird, his play style. Maybe it's the type of spy that just sticks around with the cloak and dagger, just relies as much information as possible towards his team. But that's what I would like to see more from him. Get more coordination when it comes to those with those pushes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it's always interesting. Spies, you know, I mean, completely dynamic class, but as much as useful as information is, you know, being able to coordinate and making sure it's like, I guess I probably would take a spy who ran cloak and dagger if he was like always in position to, you know, make that sap or to get that stab or to make those key plays where it's like he gets less points, but ultimately he's more useful to my team than, you know, someone who gets more points, but, you know, is never in the right spot. I mean, that's always frustrating when you're trying to push and, you know, you don't have that. But, you know, in having that information is always so useful. But in payload, I think it's a little bit less so. You know, obviously you want to know like where the Uber is and stuff like that, but it's like there's not a lot of information you can give as a spy. It's like, okay, well, they're going to be pushing from main, which is like the only area they can push from anyways. So like, you know, it's like it's not that drastic of information versus like in a CP map where it's like there's two very different routes they're going to be pushing from, and if you can call the rotation early, you can meet them to it. But besides the last point, I think is the biggest one where they can push from fairly different angles. As we are waiting for the round to get started up here, is on Saloon.tf, it actually was very starkly in the favor of LANPanda. I think it's like 86%. Putting money down in their favor, and they're showing it today. They're showing it right now here. As are you familiar with any of the teams or most of the teams in the tournament? Is there any favorites that you saw or any highlights from the earlier match that you were casting?
I mean, the first round was pretty quite one-handed towards German intuition there, since it went 4-0. But yeah, there are a couple of teams that we're gonna see that are gonna be. I'm probably would like to see maybe Fair Enough versus LANpander, or Ball is Live, Checkers as well, which is mostly combined a couple of teams from Chess Club, and I think there's another team, but I forgot its name. So they're definitely like, it's a mix of people that are known in the higher levels, but at the same time you have a couple of people that are kind of known from the lower levels. So, you know, but yeah, it's you know, I like the fact that they managed to hold it for quite some time. You know, that 15 minutes they held it for how long? It was like 8 minutes, I believe, because they had like 7 minutes towards the end. So 8 minutes, it's still a lot. It's decent.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely weren't pushovers. I thought they would, especially after they lost the first 2 points, I kind of figured they would, you know, actually like just get rolled all the way through to the final point, but they actually put up a pretty good defense. You know, and I think if you take away their mess up of trying to hold the second holding the second point, which gave the third point for free, if they actually gave up that second point and went on to the third point, I mean, I think they easily could have pushed it to like maybe a 10-minute hold time, which is incredibly respectable. I mean, about a 7-minute time is, I'd say, about average 7 to 8 minute time, somewhere around there. So if you can hold a team above that, I mean, you're doing something right. I mean, it's possible that LANPanda was, you know, maybe had the foot off the gas a little bit because they know they had so much time to work with that they weren't as aggressive as they could be, but you know, they definitely looked fairly strong and a good showing. I mean, each side, even in the loss, I mean, as I said, I think they look strong here. As we are chilling out here. Do we have cameras into their rooms? How many do we have cameras into like every room of theirs, John? No. The sadness in his voice. Okay. But yeah, so here we go. Yeah, no, so Atomicus, any thoughts or more on this match, or?
I was looking at the score, and I mean, Steve has like 79 points. So either he's been extinguishing 40 people, or he's been doing a lot of work. I mean, he did manage to get a medic pick, I think, at some point, right? He went after it and got a medic pick on the shotgun.
Yeah, Steve actually, I really like his playstyle as a pyro. Not only does he use a shotgun, which I think is awesome to see pyros using shotguns. I'm always in favor of that. I think it's really, really great to play with next to a pyro who uses a shotgun on the flank. But he holds down that W key and in really clutch situations, and like he seems to be smart about it. Like he's not overly aggressive that he just holds down the W key whenever whenever he's alive, but like when he sees an opportunity, he's not afraid to toss his life on the line and make a play. And I think that's showing up in the scoreline there as he's second pointing on his team, which sadly we do not have stats from this round, but definitely really like his playstyle. Would be I think he'd be a fun person to play next to on a team.
Yeah, and I feel like if he had if there would be a way to calculate, like get points for every reflected projectile that you could get, you would probably have 100 points. He nullified so much spam towards their sentry or towards their combo in general. A lot of grenades being reflected, rocket. So definitely a top-notch pyro.
That'd be a really interesting statistic to have. Is like if you could actually like have it in logs of how many reflex actually happen, just in general, not kills, but just reflex in general. Because I think that'd be an interesting stat line just to see like how consistent different pyros are at being in the right spot to be able to kind of stop that from happening.
Yeah, because I mean, you have this count. When he stuns somebody with his Sandman, you get that as a bonus point, the same as the heavy gets the sandwich points as a bonus. So maybe I don't know. They could use that for other classes as well. Maybe.
Yeah, that would be. It's always kind of always more statistics is better. That would be Sandman. Oh man, I'm trying to think of like what other statistics I would like to see, like on that stuff, on the engineer side of things.
Throws? Oh, engineer.
I mean, with Jarate throws, that'd be a good one of like just like how much, or like milk throws or stuff like that. I always like it whenever I can show up on the stat line as healing as an engineer. I always feel like I did something right, like how much healing I did out of my dispenser and stuff like that. Like I don't know, it'd be really interesting to see, because I think that's like one of my biggest weaknesses as an engineer is not building dispensers consistently enough that I kind of like hurt my team in that way. As I hear one ready up, so we might actually get going live here. This pause is happening. I'm hopeful.
Pause in pregame number 2.
Let's see.
Or maybe they rated up and it's just a little bit delayed or something.
Oh, did we get the 90-second delay when they ready up, John? Okay, there we go. So here we are. We are live. Everybody is running to the cliff already here. Engineer building in a pretty traditional spot. Teleporter in a traditional spot as well here. As it's going to be the memes. I'm going to give them all the memes. Let's call them the meme team to keep it simple. As they are starting out on defense here, they are down 0-1 currently. If they win this round, they take it to a third round. If they lose it, they're going to be losing this match here in this group stage. And yeah, last time they put up about a 10-minute time, somewhere around there on defense. So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to match that, or if they're able to hold on here.
Yeah, and there is actually a prize pool, real money, real dollar, holla, holla, and so every point is important here for each team if they can get a single point from each of those matches.
So the gates are opened up. We'll see early on here as Samsky invokes his Dead Ringer as trying to figure out where we go. Delman actually jumping in over the top, actually not hit by the sentry gun at all. Soldier is though caught up by him, and the heavy helps clean that up as well as the sentry gun. So both Hildreth and Mighty Me not able to connect on anything. Last time they did get a force on the medic right away, so nice job there by Dio, not taking any damage. Good jukes as Maxi get a nice snipe onto Spelly. That is a heavy, I'm sorry, that is a soldier.
Yeah, Mishman actually doing so much work. He got like so many headshots at the moment. But as I said, that actually went down, and a big bomb from. Oh, they get actually the force, so that means the blue team will have the Uber advantage now officially. And now we'll see what they're gonna do if red team decides to actually pull out, try to hold a little bit. The blue spy Samsky is actually on the rocks on the other side. Just got arrowed by the red medic, and now they're on the low ground. So they need to get out. They need to get out. They need to know that they don't have the higher ground advantage, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Spelly actually being behind is gonna try to jump the medic, but well, he gets a rocket to trigger that red winger from the blue team, and we'll see now. Blue team will probably try to jump through the main area, or actually just go main stairs. And we already have a level 3 sentry from the red team, so this is interesting. They're gonna try to hold the second point once again.
Yeah, they actually pulled out the sentry gun right away. That was the first thing that went down off the cliff, as it does get taken out fairly easily there without having that Wrangler up, as it looks like the combo is going to be pushing through this front side, actually right where the second point is, which is a pretty interesting push. They did it last time. Heavy's going to meet them there, as Kratos does pop the Uber onto the Pyro and the Demoman, who's jumping in over the top. Actually, good job by Hildreth getting a nice spot there. This is the trouble of holding on to the second point, as they did get some, but now the Uber does get popped off onto the Engineer, and that's actually just to run away here. But again, we're seeing a chance, nice shot onto Steve there, point blank. Actually, spy back right there, takes down Dio, as well as that is the sniper. So good job by Sam to be in the right place at the right time, and that's going to take down the second point and probably take the third point as well, as once again trying to hold on to that second point. If you don't do it perfectly, it is not going to work at all, as they delayed a little bit, but I think they could have delayed just the same amount, holding passively around the corner.
Yeah, they're taking a very risk right now. Like, if I would be the Engineer, I would just build on last. They know they don't have Uber advantage. They know they're behind. So either they get a Uber force or an Uber drop, or they just go back to hold on last. At least the Engineer, while they're gonna try to get the Uber force on the third point and then retreat back to last. But yeah, Morphine being down, no Pyro and no Scout for the red team. Blue team just try pushing this, and I don't think they're gonna need the Uber, but they actually go for it. And yeah, they're just gonna go this, take this for free, getting a couple of kills, probably just a demo man, and that's about it. Red team not really losing that much, but they lost their Engineer, no sentry. I think the Engineer got out. Yeah, the Engineer got out, so he's gonna build on last. And the blue spy is waiting in the tower.
And actually, Hildreth jumping in over on the top. Gish gets one stick, he gets the second.
Oh, damn.
Taking down Dio right there. Hildreth unrelenting in his bombs, not just for the first point, as Steve runs in here, I think just for fun. He said he saw Hildreth do it. Why don't I just go throw my life away, as he's on a 7-second respawn there. But that's going to open it up here, as Kratos sitting at 60% Uber right now, and should see a push not too long from now. Last time they waited for that Uber to push in when they got the Uber advantage, as Dio just coming up right now.
No sniper for the red team, plus the heavy as well. Red Pyro is trying to deny the choke area, but not gonna happen. Again, the blue soldier still using the shotgun, and we do have some skirmishes in the tires being held by the red soldier, getting a sniper pick, nicely done. And Uber being used by the blue team. The red medic just went down, red demo man jumping in, but this is so low, it's gonna go down, and I feel like the blue team will be able to cap this nice and easy, with the red team just bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is they need to take down Hildreth here, or find some big play here, as the red team, Sentry Gun's being built, Soldier gets taken down, everybody is dead in a 4-minute, 24-second time in the favor of LANPanda, as they just dominate that round. But again, I mean, we kind of talked about in the pregame a bunch about that risk of holding on to the second point, and you know, they decided twice in a row to hold that second point, and both times it actually is one of the big reasons they set such a slow, or gave up such a fast time, is because, you know, if you don't hold the second point well, you're going to give up the third point for free, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yeah, it's very surprising and very odd for them to do that, because they lost the previous round so hard and easily. They lost the second point quite easily. So I thought that they're gonna actually not do the same thing again. But yeah, they thought that, hey, we have the level 3 sentry, maybe it's gonna help this time, and they didn't have anybody in the choke area as well. So I don't think they even knew that they were pushing through choke. So, you know, if they had some people, or even a Heavy was watching backstairs, the demo probably front stairs, and usually need at least, I don't know, scout a soldier front in the main area to at least call where people are coming from. So definitely a bit of quite of a big mistake actually from the red team, but we'll see for how long they can hold the cliffside.
So gates are opened up. Time is ticking down. 4 minutes and 17 seconds as DeutschLAN coming in with an early bomb here, trying to find something. Gets about 30 damage onto the medic, who jumps down, keeps himself alive, as there was a slightly uncoordinated, just was one man. Now the soldier's coming in a little bit late. Sentry gun is in the same spot it was before, which can deny jumpers, as a soldier actually eats some damage there, so he walks onto the cart. I mean, in anybody who's kind of new to Highlander, you know, you have very, very quick respawn waves. Usually a suicide wave is fairly useful if you can do it correctly here. As DeutschLAN trying to peek around the corner, Uber does come off from the offensive team, destroys the sentry gun, but gets blown off the cliff by the Pyro right there. And the Uber is still being held onto by Kratos, but he's alone, just the Engineer and Pyro with them. And down to half HP, does finally get the Forest off onto him, and it's just onto Steve here, as they're going to be start chasing frags as Steve gets popped up way into the air, and Kratos is now going to have to be running away here as a counter push. Actually, DeutschLAN jumped in over the top, trying to find something, tries to get way back there, but way past Kratos, and the push is happening up on the hillside, but Dio goes down to a nice bomb by Mighty Me.
Yeah, a lot of people down for the blue team right now. Mitchman's still up, so maybe it's going to connect to a couple of things. Now he goes down to the Red Scout, and it seems like Red will actually go back, because, you know, why not? They do have the numbers, so they should, I guess they do have the time as well, so... But it seems like they're gonna finally get out. No, they're still waiting near the tracks, and they do have the lower ground, so that's not really gonna go well. Blue Demo Man just went down, and maybe, just maybe, they're at least gonna cap the first point. Spy actually for the red team getting a heavy pick, and I think the sniper went down as well. So it's not really going well for the blue team.
Yeah, Dio goes down again. Just can't find himself alive. Samsky finishing up the kill. He's down to 40 HP. As the cart is pretty far back, not even close to this corner, as it's just come into a frag fest. Uber did get popped off on Kratos there on the defensive side, but they're holding incredibly aggressively. I mean, they basically have already won this game. It's virtually impossible to push this cart all the way through here, as the medic does back up with the classes onto this second point. Dispenser, teleport, level 3 sentry gun already up around this corner, even Uber's in numbers, so the second point should be fairly holdable for the defensive side. As you know, the one thing you can at least say is you did get this corner, and Mitchman gets the better of that sniper duel, as the second point's finally being pushed.
Yeah, we'll see if they're gonna be able to at least cap the second point. I feel like they should. They're using quick fix at the moment, and I think they used it already. They used it in the lower lobby area, and they're gonna go upstairs now. They're not gonna be able to get air blasted, but oh, the heavy going down through from the red Pyro, and a little bit of spam from the Demo Man, and yeah, they're not gonna be able to go through there. Red Uber being used, blue Demo Man going down. Medic goes down for the blue team as well, and yeah, red team will be able to hold the second point for I guess until the end of the round, really.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a DM fest, and LANPanda is coming out on top. Quick fix, I mean, just in my opinion, is never a good idea on offense when it comes to payload. It just always puts you at a disadvantage for whatever you want to do. Nice Girardi onto the Demo Man and Engineer onto this roof side. 52 seconds left on the clock, but really it's just a matter of pride now here, as the quick fix is still being used. As you know, if it keeps failing, why not keep doing it? As they were trying to push from the front stairs, Demo Man actually does land one frag, but they're in a choke and easily spammed out here by Hildreth, who's doing a good job peeking around the corner. Does take down the Demo Man, as it's just the heavy is the furthest one forward, and the quick fix does get popped off onto him. Try to take down, actually does take down the sentry gun with that buff to the sentry, as the scouts up there as well. They're doing a decent job here, as Kratos at 92% fine is going to come up to his Uber, as with Hildreth, as only 17 seconds left on the clock.
Dio actually getting the medic pick once again. Samsky getting the medic pick once again, and 10 actually died to the Fist of Steel from the blue heavy, and then he taunted. So I guess that's a nice victory there. And yep, LANPander getting the last win and winning this round overall.
That was just not nearly as competitive as that first round. This group stage game going in the favor of LANPanda, 2-0, or just, I guess, one game, but 2-0 in terms of rounds. And just overall, I mean, like, it was a little bit closer in the first round, but just I'd say it's like never really a question. Like, they definitely dominated it. They're 86% on Saloon.tf, and they kind of showed why. I mean, it's definitely a very solid game out of them.
Yeah, maybe they were just getting accustomed to the players. I mean, obviously, a LANpander, I mean, HighPander, is they know each other, most of them, and they're already used to playing with each other. Then probably the what's it called MEMES team were not as accustomed, and they did held it for a while, but then I feel like trying to hold that second point cost them so much, and that's the main reason why second point is not really held most of the time.